Welcome to Conscious Chronicles, where we journey into the extraordinary realms beyond our everyday lives. Today, we delve into a story that reflects the strength of the human spirit and the profound insights found in the afterlife. This NDE narration begins with a person who from a young age felt out of place on this earth. Raised in a turbulent household, they endured the trauma of an unpredictable and abusive father. By the age of 15, they had taken to the streets, confronting the dangers of survival on their own. Yet, amidst this hardship, a profound spiritual experience awaited, one that would challenge the very fabric of their existence. I've never really felt like I belonged here on earth. Even as a kid, I'd look at other children playing, carefree and unbothered, and wonder why I couldn't feel the same way. I was born into a family that felt chaotic, filled with unpredictable anger and hurt. My father was difficult, to say the least. He had a way of making everything feel heavy, as though the weight of his presence could suck the joy out of a room. And my mother, she was there physically, but it felt like her spirit had retreated long before I came along. When I was old enough to understand, I realized the dangers of stepping out of line. It wasn't that he hurt me physically all the time, but the threat was always there, looming. There was this night, I was maybe 8 or 9, when I heard my parents fighting. Their words cut through the silence of the night, vicious and unforgiving. The walls seemed to tremble with each scream, each accusation. I remember lying in bed, clutching my blanket so hard, my fingers turned white, wishing with every fiber of my being to disappear. It was around that age I began having vivid dreams. No, not just dreams, experiences. In these moments, I would drift out of my body, hovering above, watching myself sleep. It was a strange comfort, knowing that, even just for a moment, I could escape. I could be free. As I grew older, the escape became a necessity. By the age of 15, home was no longer an option. I packed what little I had and left. Life on the streets wasn't easy, but in some ways, it felt safer than home. At least out there, I knew where I stood, who I could trust, and who I couldn't. Survival became my only purpose. I scrounged for food, took shelter wherever I could, and learned the hard lessons of self-reliance. There was one particular night when everything changed. I'd found a place to sleep under an overpass. It wasn't much, just a small corner where I could feel a little shielded from the wind. But that night, something extraordinary happened. As I lay there, I felt myself drifting again. Only this time it was different. I felt a pull, a tugging sensation, and suddenly, I was no longer under that bridge. I found myself surrounded by light, brilliant, warm, and inviting. It was unlike anything I'd ever felt before. I was no longer just me. I was a part of everything. Every emotion, every experience, every person I'd ever known, they were all there, woven into the fabric of that light. And then, as if from within the light, a figure emerged. I didn't know this person, but their presence felt familiar, comforting. They didn't speak, but somehow I understood them perfectly. They showed me moments from my life, the pain, the fear, but also the strength that had carried me through each day. As the images faded, I felt a surge of peace, a sense of purpose. It was as though they were saying, "This isn't the end, there is more, and it's worth fighting for." I woke up from that experience with tears streaming down my face. For the first time in my life, I felt loved, unconditionally, purely loved. But reality set in quickly. The streets hadn't changed just because I'd had a vision. Days turned into weeks, and that moment began to feel like a distant dream. I questioned it, doubted it, even tried to forget it. And yet, a part of me clung to it, like a beacon in the darkness. Years went by, and I learned to navigate life with a guarded heart. Relationships came and went, and trust became a luxury I couldn't afford. But I kept moving forward, always driven by a faint memory of that light, of that presence. Then, one night, when I thought I'd buried that memory for good, I had another experience that brought it all rushing back. I was asleep when suddenly I found myself floating again. But this time, it was different. I was not alone. There were others, beings, souls. I don't even know how to describe them. They surrounded me, each one radiating a different energy, a different color. They communicated with me, not in words, but in feelings, impressions. It was like understanding a language, without having to hear it spoken. They showed me things about myself that I hadn't even known were there. Old wounds, hidden fears, but also a deep well of resilience and compassion. I was shown how my experiences, painful as they were, had shaped me, had given me a unique perspective, a strength that I could share with others. One of the beings moved closer, and I felt their energy seep into me, filling me with warmth. They showed me a path, a life beyond survival, one where I could heal others simply by being present, by sharing my story. They told me that the trauma I'd endured was not a punishment, but a gift, a way to connect with those who felt lost, who needed someone to understand their pain. When I came back to my body, it felt heavy, almost suffocating, but my mind, my spirit, was alive with purpose. I had been given a second chance, not just to live, but to truly be alive. The experiences I'd had weren't just figments of my imagination. They were glimpses into a reality beyond this one. Since that night, my life has taken on a new direction. I began volunteering, reaching out to those who needed help, a kind word, a compassionate ear. Each day, I'm reminded of that light, of those beings, and of the profound love that exists beyond this physical world. I won't pretend that life is easy. There are still days when the shadows of my past threaten to consume me. But now, I have something stronger to hold on to. I know that there is more to this existence, a purpose that transcends the hardships we face. I'm here to be a light for others, a reminder that even in our darkest moments, we are never truly alone. This journey hasn't ended. In fact, I feel it's only just beginning. Each person I meet, each story I hear, they all add to the tapestry of my own experience. And every night, when I close my eyes, I feel that connection, that presence, It's a comfort, a reminder that the universe is vast, mysterious, and full of love, and that somehow I belong. Thank you for joining me here at Conscious Chronicles. Stories like these remind us of the resilience we all carry and the unseen connections that shape our lives. If you feel moved, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until the next time, stay curious, stay open, and remember that our journeys are never just our own.